Hello, welcome to the European Open briefing for Wednesday, January the 11th, 2017. I am Rafi Boyajian, currency analyst at xm.com, and we're going to be looking at the latest developments in the currency markets today. So the main focus today is, of course, that press conference by US President-elect Donald Trump, which is due later in the day. And ahead of that, we've got relative calm in financial markets, with most major pairs trading in their recent range. The dollar is up a little ahead of the press conference. On the other hand, emerging market currencies such as the Mexican peso and the Turkish lira have come under intense pressure. The Mexican peso due to what the Donald Trump will say or might reveal about trade policies with Mexico, and Turkish lira mainly on political uncertainty in Turkey. In commodities, oil is stuck a little. It is a little bit firmer, but it's mostly stuck near 5-week lows. Gold, on the other hand, is benefiting from that slight risk aversion in the markets this week, and it hit a fresh 6-week high earlier today. So let's start with the dollar-yen pair. We can see the dollar did come down a little bit, has come down this week rather, from above 117 to it's currently around 116 yen. Yesterday it touched a low 115.19 yen, though it's moved up a little bit since then. And of course, we've got that press conference at 16 hours GMT. Donald Trump, this is going to be Donald Trump's first press conference since winning the US election, since that victory speech back in November, and markets are seeking clarity on his tax policies, fiscal spending, whether or not he will go ahead with boosting infrastructure projects, and of course trade, which has been much in focus, particularly trade with Mexico and China, and of course the overall diplomatic relations between the US, China, and Russia, given everything that's been in the press recently. Let's move on to now the European currencies, the euro and the pound. There's not much driving the euro lately, so it's mostly been affected by the dollar moves. Yesterday, the euro did manage to break above $1.06 again, although now it's come back down again. It's currently steady around $1.055. The pound, on the other hand, you can see after that slump on Monday, it's been relatively flat near those 2 months lows. On the other hand, the weaker pound is boosting stocks in London. The FTSE 100 hit another record high yesterday. It closed up for the 11th straight session, and it's fast approaching the 7,300 level. So that's been good news for UK equities. Later today, we do have UK industrial and manufacturing data as well as trade numbers. So the pound will likely be in focus today. If we move on to the Australian and New Zealand dollars, we can see the Australian dollar has been edging upwards this week. It did hit a 1-month high of 0.7396 earlier today, and that's mainly because of a rebound in iron ore prices this week. The Kiwi, on the other hand, it also touched a 1-month high yesterday, although it's come down since then. Although it did claw back above 0.70 level earlier today, but it might not be able to hold on to that level. The more interesting currencies the past couple of days have been, in fact, the Turkish and the Mexican. Turkish lira and the Mexican peso, mainly due to political events, Mexico with Donald Trump and Turkey with the terrorist incidents, and of course the overall political situation in Turkey. Both currencies hit an all-time low. They've pretty much been setting all-time lows in recent days. The Mexican peso hit 21.8450 against the US dollar, while the lira hit 3.8925 per dollar. The main concern with the Mexican peso is that Donald Trump might raise tariffs on Mexican imports. There's already been some developments where certain US car manufacturers have said that they're either gonna they're canceling projects in Mexico or they will move production to the US. Donald Trump is, of course, very much against US car manufacturers, not just US but also global car manufacturers which are producing in Mexico to be exported to the US. So that's been putting pressure on the peso. On the other hand, the Turkish lira, we've of course had those terrorist events around the holiday period, and of course there's concerns about already on the Turkey's economy, which is going through severe slowdown, and of course the overall political situation there, given last year's failed coup attempt. So that's been pressuring the lira, and of course the Turkish central bank has so far refused to intervene in the currency markets, so that's also cleared the way for further losses for the lira. Let's move on to commodities, have a quick look at the gold and oil prices. We can see both have moved in opposite direction. The oil prices have come down considerably this week. That's mainly due to markets are still skeptical about whether or not countries will abide by that deal to cut output, the deal that was agreed earlier in early December. Oil prices have studied this morning. They are a little bit up at around $51 a barrel. That's WTI oil, and that's mainly on reports that Saudi Arabia has already begun to make some cuts to its Asian supplies, and that's providing some support on hopes that those agreed production cut quotas will go ahead. Gold, on the other hand, it's at a 6-week high. It hit a fresh high of $1,191 an ounce. It's currently trading around $1,190, and that's mainly due to the current risk aversion we've got. There's been a bit of demand for safe haven assets due to uncertainty over Trump's press conference, what he's going to say there about economic policies and of course foreign policy as well, and also those fresh concerns over Brexit. So all of that has boosted gold prices this week. Let's have a look at today's calendar before we go. We can see it's a pretty quiet day in terms of data. The main numbers will come out of the UK. Today we've got industrial output, manufacturing output, and of course the trade numbers. That's due very shortly in the European session. Later, of course, the Donald Trump's press conference, that's at 16 hours GMT, and we also might have some comments on monetary policy by New York Fed President William Dudley. He's due to attend a banking symposium in New York. That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.